Hello everyone, say hi to Moose. Today we're reviewing my favorite Pixar villains ever, because I like Pixar and I watched it a lot as a kid. So, yeah, and the villains are really cool, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. But first, say hi to Moose, as always, say hi Moose. We also have Dexter and Sadie, but she's the mean one. She's old too. Just put her over there. So, let's get started. All right, for the first one today, we have Chef Skinner. Chef Skinner is the main antagonist of Ratatouille. Very good. He wants to sell frozen foods. He is a very good villain. He doesn't have very much screen time, but he's just the basic villain, but he's good. So I really can't say that much about him because he doesn't have that much screen time. But yeah, pretty good villain. Number 10 for Chef Skinner. Number 9, we have a childhood classic for me, childhood favorite, Sid Phillips. He was the very first Pixar villain, the main antagonist of Toy Story, the first Pixar film, and he abuses toys, but he doesn't unknowingly that they're alive. He doesn't know that they're alive. So I can't really call him a villain, but he is iconic to me because Toy Story, let's be honest, it's the best franchise ever, except for the fourth one. The fourth one was terrible. I hated that one. But, yes, Sid Phillips is really good, a really good villain, very good. Well, antagonist, but not villain, but still, he doesn't know that the toys are alive, so he's not that evil, but he still does try and destroy Buzz and Woody, so still kind of dangerous, but he's not that evil. Number 9, Sid Phillips. And for number 8, we have Charles Muntz. Up is a masterpiece, and Charles Muntz is a very good antagonist. He is the main antagonist of Up, and he apparently fabricated the Kevin, and he was told that he would never come back until he found it, and he just went insane. So he kind of scares me. So. That was Sadie. He's very good. He's a very good villain. Number 8, Charles Muntz. He also has this pretty scary death. Like, you literally fall to your death. Like, that's kind of scary to me. Falling is kind of scary for me. Anyway, Charles Muntz, number 8. Alright, number 7, we have King Candy, also known as Turbo. He's the main antagonist of Wreck-It Ralph. He's kind of simple, you know, the classic villain tries to kill hero cliche, but really not that bad of a villain. He's kind of sadistic whenever he says this quote right here.
Let's watch them die together, shall we?
His arrogance and jealousy was his ultimate downfall. Because he put both games out of order and went turbo. So yeah, King Candy is actually pretty cool, or Turbo, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, that is number 7, King Candy. Number 6, we have Miles Axelrod. He is the main antagonist of Cars 2. Very good villain because he's greedy, and he's like the mastermind behind that oil operation thing. And, great villain, be honest. He kind of has he doesn't have very much screen time. But, that's fine with me. Still, really cool villain. Good villain for not necessarily a bad movie to me, but, a good villain for a bad movie. I'd say Cars 2 is a bad movie. Well, it's a good movie, but, like, it's a bad sequel. It's a terrible sequel. It has very little continuation. And, Miles Axelrod is, pretty cool. For number 6, Miles Axelrod. Number 5, we have Professor Z from the same movie, Cars 2. He is the central antagonist of Cars 2. Central antagonist basically meaning someone who you think is the main antagonist, but not the main antagonist, not the mastermind, who just appears more than the main antagonist. So, pretty cool. He's probably much darker than Miles Axelrod, who is the main antagonist. And, he kills Rod Redline, and, in that clip here.
The project is still on schedule. You will find the second agent and kill him.
So yeah, a very dark villain. Cars 2 is definitely one of their edgier movies. Like I said, it's a bad sequel, but a good movie to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people liked it. And yeah, number 5, Professor Z. Okay, number 4. It's a tie between Randall Boggs and Lotso Huggenbear. Randall Boggs is the central antagonist of Monsters, Inc., and Lotso is the main antagonist of Toy Story 3. Lotso is definitely much darker than Randall, because at the trash compactor, I'm too obsessed with Star Wars. You see his shirt. At the trash incinerator scene, they tell him to go push the button, and he had a chance to redeem himself, and he chose not to. And he's just evil, and it's funny because he's a teddy bear, and he's just that evil, and teddy bears are usually known to be cute and lovable, but he's not. He's in fact very extremely evil. Randall Boggs is still evil, but he's sort of a henchman to what's his name? Waternoose. And he's also pretty evil because he wants to abuse kids for their scream. And yeah, both pretty evil. Lotso's still evil though. And Boo being like screaming into that scream extractor, whatever it's called, frightened me as a kid, and it still frightens me now because it's like something out of like a horror movie or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, number 4, Randall Boggs and Lotso Huggenbear. Alright, number 3, we find, Chick Hicks. I don't know why I was doing that voice. Chick Hicks is the main antagonist of Cars. He has, like, 2 minutes of screen time, but that, well, I mean, that may be an exaggeration, but he still has little screen time. Still, awesome villain because Cars is probably my favorite Pixar movie ever, and probably one of my favorites. It was definitely one of my favorites during my childhood. I watched it a lot I watched it way too much during my childhood. Chick Hicks is a cheater, and he's pretty self-absorbed, and he even wins. He succeeds, but just not in the way he expects. Everyone hates him for it because he cheated. Anyway, Chick Hicks is a very good villain. Awesome villain, in fact. And, yeah, that is number 3, Chick Hicks. Alright, in the number 2 spot, we have Hopper. Hopper is the main antagonist of Pixar's second animated film, A Bug's Life. Hopper is considered to be one of the most evil antagonists ever because he literally terrorizes the ants for food. First of all, greed, gluttony, and he hates ants. And whenever he is close to being defeated, he is seen as a coward, and the ants stand up to him, and he's defeated by being eaten by his worst fear, the bird. So yeah, Hopper is definitely one of my favorites because A Bug's Life is one of my favorite Pixar films ever. And he's just great. I mean, he's a grasshopper, and I don't even know if grasshoppers and ants are enemies in real life, but still a good concept of that being the case in a movie. Anyway, Hopper for number 2. Hopper is very good, yes. All right, it's the big one. It's number 1. Can we get a drum roll, please? I'm gonna put a sound effect over this. Syndrome! Syndrome is the best Pixar villain ever. You cannot change my mind. He had the most mastermind plan ever to kill off real heroes, so yes, he could pretend to be one. And he just knows that he's doing wrong, but it's fine for him because he's awesome. He's just so cool, and he has awesome inventions. And if you think about it, every time Mr. Incredible tries to fight him, Syndrome always wins. Let me show you. Yeah, Syndrome is awesome. It's just, he's so cool. Yeah, Syndrome number 1, and yeah, that is the list. I might do more top 10s later, in the summer, maybe like next week or something. I'm not sure. I might do top 10 Disney villains. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's confirmed. I'm probably gonna do that next week. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Alright, well, yeah. So, see you guys. Bye.